Good morning, I'm on my way to work. Before I get there though, I'm taking a detour to the River Severn. It makes sense, doesn't it? It's all about making the most of every opportunity, killing two birds with one stone, call it whatever you want, but I'm in the area, set out a couple of hours or so earlier, do some fishing and then go to work. I'm making my way to the river. Well, it is alongside me there, but I'm going to a particular spot on a bend. As you can see, I've got my angling suit on, my thermals. It's not particularly cold, but the weather has turned. I think the global boiling has come to an end. Anyway, I'll be dropping down by the water's edge shortly. There is a little bit of water on there, so we have had some rain over the last few days. Certainly fishable though, nice colour to it. I'm going to have 2 hours before I make my way to Park Hall. A very enjoyable 2 hours, I can say that in advance. There is someone fishing on the far bank, so I've decided to move up 40 metres, something like that, away from them. No problem at all. I've got nice deep water in front of me. I've dropped the lead in initially, and just a metre from the bank it's 6 feet deep, so that suits me, especially for the type of session that I'm doing. There's my reel, it's an Akuma Xeon. It's my barbel special rod, my faithful rod that I use in so many different type of settings. I've got 6 pound Maxima Chameleon, that goes right the way through to the hook, which by the way is a size 14 Drennan Super Specialist, 2 white maggots, and I've created the hook length by nipping on a small shot, and then above that a small bead, and then a 3/8 of an ounce lead. And I've already cast out without bait on, just to see how it all settles very, very nicely indeed. And I've just put out a couple of balls, cricket ball size, of bait, which in this case is brown crumb and mixed maggots. I'll show you the bait while I'm there. Oh, not a good idea with the angle. I'll tell you what, let's drop up, shall we? There you go. You can see the bait there. Brown crumb and mixed maggots. Well, next time I'll be back, I'll have a fish. Probably a small one, but 6 pound line means that if I do connect with something decent, there's always a chance of getting it on the bank, isn't there? I'm not a blanker because the first fish is a gudgeon. Can you remember what your very first fish was? Mine was a gudgeon from the Staffordshire Worcestershire Canal, a place called the Brach near Wombourne, and that was in the 1960s. And pardon the pun, I've been hooked ever since. And whenever I do catch a gudgeon, it always takes me back to those early days of angling. Memories, great, aren't they? Second fish, second species, it's a minnow. I am a fan of the mini species actually. I do like them very much indeed. This time it's a chub. It's always nice to need the landing net, isn't it? Especially when it's your favourite fish. Get the dorsal sticking up. Always look nice that way, don't they? I am kneeling down, of course. Always carry an unhooking mat with me as well. But always keep a firm grip in addition. What do they say? Third time lucky. Come on, here we go. Pose for your photo. Nice perch. I'm certainly happy with this fish. It's quite lively. Did put up a good fight as well. Wants to go back, and that's where it's going right now. Hasn't realised it can swim away. It's trying to swim into the net. Come on, the other way. There you go. following the return of the perch. I've been catching lots and lots of small chub, but species number 5 is a dace. I haven't been showing them all, obviously, but I thought I would on this occasion because it's a tiny gudgeon. I do love fish when they're small. Perfection in miniature. Just pulled up in the car park at Park Hall. I've got a couple of press conference interviews to do. The women begin their top flight Welsh campaign this coming Sunday. So manager Greg Draper ahead of the Pontypridd game there. And then Craig Harrison as we look ahead towards tomorrow's JD Cymru Premier visit to Maes Tegid for the men.